this guy's like, I offend everybody with my offensive humor, and then they offend people and they're like, what the fuck? How could you be offended? Hi everyone, I'm Bambi Bat and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So TikTok is never inaccessible of honestly quite astonishing takes and art videos, and that is where this topic is coming from today. Once again, something pissed me off so bad I had to sit down here and not only write about it, but speak about it to the, albeit very small masses. This video is about this girl, the girl that pissed off half of TikTok because she drew her fellow art students quite badly to the point where it was offensive. Now, before I start the video, I usually say that if you disagree with me, we can talk about it in the comments below. I always preface that my opinion is not a fact. It's just my opinion. Last video, the comments got kind of out of control to the point where I felt like a lot of people weren't actually paying attention to my opinions or hearing me out whatsoever, so I feel like it needs to be said that respect of opinions goes both ways. I did see people leave a comment and then apologize for being so harsh, which I saw and appreciate. So if you cannot disagree with me without disrespecting me, I just won't engage with you. So for this video, I will say that my opinion is my opinion and not fact. And if you disagree with me, you can leave a respectful comment and maybe we can chat about it below. With that being said, let's get into the actual content of this video. So the video that I'm going to be talking about today was supposed to be this TikToker comparing her humor to the humor of people she knows in art school, but her humor never lands. Honestly, it's kind of a boring video except for how she drew all of her characters. But I'll show you the video in full so you can form your own opinions before I talk about it. Unfortunately, I could not find the original video because I believe she deleted it, so this is just, unfortunately, a crude repost of it.
Sir, I am a Rorfian Zopgar!
The most important parts about this video are the way that she portrays her classmates, and the way she portrays herself, and what the overall joke is. Which, spoiler alert, you can get the joke from the audio itself. She didn't need to draw her classmates that way. So, obviously, the way that she drew her classmates is not attractive. And in a way that has ugly features, which, by the way, I'm not calling ugly. I have some of the features portrayed, but they are not drawn the way that she draws herself, to say the least. The three other people she draws are clear characters of someone who is fat and alternative. One is a weeaboo with, I guess she's a furry, and the other one is hunched over with glasses and acne, and I think she's also a weeaboo. Unfortunately, I can't give you all of the information. But frankly, just saying out loud what she drew for people to agree with makes me feel fucking icky inside, because I couldn't imagine myself drawing people I disagree with like that. It just is like so cartoonishly evil. Like, yeah, everyone who disagrees with me and my sense of humor, I will draw nerdy, ugly, and fat. Like, girl, look inward. Maybe you're the problem. What the fuck? But to compare her self-portrait to her classmates, you can see her as very conventionally pretty, which, spoiler alert, she does not look like that in real life. Obviously it's not a crime to enhance some of your features and make a self-portrait that makes you look super cute, but the context of drawing your haters, quote-unquote, fat and ugly, and then yourself as, like, gorgeous and pretty and, like, skinty, that is just such a crazy thing to do. A lot of people were very quick to point out that this artist doesn't draw herself exactly accurate, and they went to mock the way that the artist looks, which honestly is a little more than ironic. I don't think you should be doing that shit at all. If you disagree with how she was portraying people in her video and being like, oh, they're ugly, and then calling her ugly, girl, if you are below the age of 16, that makes sense because you're immature, but that's just embarrassing. Don't do that shit. But I digress. Basically, she's not as pretty as she draws herself, And that showed a huge contrast when she drew people she didn't like as ugly. Now I get to say how I feel about it and how I interpreted it. Also, huge freaking warning if you're a person who says stuff like, it's not that deep. This is a commentary video where the intention is to get that deep. If you don't like that shit, I don't know, click off now. Because that is the point, is to examine pieces of media and provide a commentary for it. So unfortunately, it gets that deep. Okay, so personally, I think there's a lot of undertones within this 10-second TikTok that I think need to be addressed. So first of all, let's just be fucking real. She specifically said she is at an art school. So being at an art school, what types are usually going to attend? And that being said, is the really like weird artsy types. And I hate to say it, but the people that she drew as caricatures are kind of the people that you run into, and the way that she drew them as being her like biggest haters, if you ever meet people like that, they are the sweetest people ever and kind of like really normal. So I hate to say it, but if everybody at your art school is disagreeing with your sense of humor, maybe you're just not that funny. Surprise, surprise. Or maybe you are just incredibly fucking offensive for no reason. And that in itself I will talk about later, because that can be inherently political, where you come from potentially a right-leaning background and then you go to an art school, which by its reputation has a lot of leftists. You know what? Fuck that. Not just being at an art school, at any sort of secondary education facility, college or university, you will find a lot of leftists. And if your humor does not land with these people, it's probably because you are being offensive. And by that, I don't mean like in a silly funny way, I mean you're racist. In this, it seems to be that she is either self-reporting as racist or transphobic or homophobic, any sort of the phobics, and she wants somebody to take her side with her. But I haven't seen, all of her other TikToks seem very normal. I don't quite understand what she means by her sense of humor, and that is what I am led to believe when she says that she goes to an art school, and at art school her jokes don't land. Unfortunately. Now I would like to take a deep dive at all of the characters. I'll start with the cat ears girl, because I don't think I have too much to say about her. She is a furry, and she seems to have like very crisp, I don't know how to explain it, like features, where she is bony and she is skinny. I don't quite know how to interpret that. Honestly, it just seems like she is one of the many people that doesn't like furries, which is kind of fucking annoying. Can I be honest? Can we just get over this now? Like, it's cringe. It's 2025. I guess 2024 when she posted it, but it's just fucking cringe, dude. They ain't doing nothing. But cat ears girl, she has a little tail. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to be friends with a furry. I'll talk about that later. I'm gonna go to the skinny girl. That is the last one that's seen, and she's really tall, but she has very poor posture, glasses, which is interesting, acne, her jaw is agape, she has a cat girl on her shirt, and facial hair. Now, all of that is very interesting to call all of these features very ugly. Having poor posture and being tall, what the fuck, wearing glasses, like, Are we still at the point in time where, like, glasses are nerdy? Like, that's so embarrassing for you. Her jaw was agape. Like, I guess it's just, like, the classic nerd caricature. But the thing that I would like to focus on is the facial hair. I don't... Maybe I'll... Benefit of the doubt. It was just really poorly drawn acne. But it definitely looks like facial hair. And it just feels really weird to draw a woman with facial hair that won't laugh at your jokes. Like, that your jokes won't land with her. It feels transphobic. And some people might say that that is quite a stretch. But I don't know any artist that draws a woman with facial hair that is triggered by somebody's humor that isn't meant to be a trans woman. I just don't see that happening. And even in the nerd, maybe, you know what? Benefit of the doubt again. Not a girl. I don't know. However, I don't see anybody drawing nerds, like nerdy girls with facial hair. All of that together just, in my interpretation, felt very transphobic and strange. And my last point that I'll get to, I guess the last character that we will talk about is, I'm just going to call her the fat girl, because that is specifically how she was drawn. So first of all, she's alternative. She has stretched ears, spiked choker, pentagram shirt. She is fat. She has interesting makeup on. She has, I think, a mullet. I hate to say it, but to me, immediately, I was like, that's a queer person. That is a queer person. That's like an emo alternative person. First of all, if you have, like, adult emos, like, not agreeing with you and they don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Like, adult emos are the most, like, chillest people in the world. But I think the most hitting home part is the fact that she's fat. And that, to me, I thought immediately, I was like, oh, she's the gay one. Once again, this is my interpretation. You can disagree with me. But, objectively, she is the fat one. What type of humor is not getting across to a fat person? What type of... Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not just that she has weird humor. It's that fat people don't like it. It's that alternative people don't like it. It's that furries don't like it. All of these seem to be, like, leftists, people who are potentially trans. All of these, like, marginalized groups of people. It really feels like you're beckoning to the right-wing crowd. So that's all of this. All of this is to say that I really think that this is political. She seems to be right-leaning, and it shows through her humor, and she uses that as an excuse. It's that all of these people are stupid, ugly, freaking liberals at my art school, and and I am the superior guy because I go to this art school and I don't even give an F. I say all of my offensive humor. Girl, that is so embarrassing. That is so embarrassing. You were drawing these, like, caricatures of nerds and shit, but, like, sitting on your little, like, drawing these, like, soy jacks of fucking, like, and then sitting on your little Reddit throne and being like, my offensive humor. It is so cringe. It is so cringe. Just for some contrast, I'm going to put in some videos where they remade her video, but with just normal looking people. And the same joke, like, it comes across, but it doesn't come across as, like, right-leaning. It is, because the joke is in the audio. So, with the audio, they're able to make the same joke, but without seeming, fucking transphobic, homophobic, fatphobic, etc. I will input those.
Observe, I am a Rorfian Zopgar. On my planet, this is hilarious.
As well, I'm going to put in a TikTok where she draws herself as, like, kind of like a funny little guy, like...
Wait, do you have any gum? What'd you say? Sorry. I'm all eyes. I mean ears.
But she chooses not to in this very specific video where everybody else is ugly and she's the pretty one. She could be, like... She could draw herself with those big ass teeth from like another TikTok that she did it where she's like laughing really hard, but she chooses not to. All of this is unfortunately intentional, whether you think it is or not. All of this has intent that she's the pretty one, she's the funny one, and all of these other people, all of the fucking haters are ugly and they like literally cannot get on the same level as her jokes. I also want to put in some of her TikToks responding to the situation.
Girl, we've been knowing how to draw.
Beatboxing puppy.
Huh?
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. 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 Aw, dang it.
I'm just gonna say it, she did a bad job. If she wanted to move on from it, she could apologize, but she made so many TikToks. So many TikToks being like, I guess you all hate me now because I made that video. And it's just like, okay, and move on. Move on if you genuinely like to make content. Just straight up, my last video, I just stopped looking at the comments. That's what everybody does. Be a normal fucking person. Like, this guy's like, I offend everybody with my offensive humor. And then they offend people and they're like, what the fuck? How could you be offended? And it's like, if you are somebody that has an offensive sense of humor and then you offend somebody with that sense of humor, aka making that TikTok, you can't be mad at them. You cannot be mad at them. That is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen. I think you need to look inward and think, if I want to have friends, maybe I shouldn't be a dick to everybody who is in this community. All I'm saying. Just very ridiculous. Some other content that I saw about it, one TikTok in particular, was outlining how crazy the original was and kind of goes, like, it's agreeing with my points that I made, right now. And specifically, they're talking more deeply into the politics of it. And, specifically calling the ideas that she put into her TikTok, it's fascist. Which, she goes over that, like, they're soy jacks, basically, and her main point, or sorry, I'll say their main point is that she's pretty, and anyone who disagrees with them, that is, and anyone who disagrees with me is, ugly. And that is the root of fascism. We have seen that historically, and I don't disagree with it. And honestly, it's not that deep. The person in this TikTok says this as well. I don't think that this person is a fascist. However, that is a fascist idea that you are spreading to other people, that anybody who disagrees with you is ugly and like fat and like, oh my god, they have acne and like facial hair. And something that they also brought up is white supremacy, casting aside people because they are ugly. That is dehumanization, like, just by definition. So white supremacy, casting aside people because they do not fit the white standards, is also, it's kind of what is happening in this TikTok. So it's not so much that this is a white supremacist TikTok or it's a fascist TikTok, but really reflect on how these people are telling you their values, because it might be small right now, but that is unfortunately how things work. It starts off small and then it gets bigger and bigger, and people don't like hearing that because it's not that deep. However, sometimes it is that deep and you can't ignore it, especially when it is right in your fucking face. That everybody, casting aside people because they're ugly, they didn't even, first of all, this TikTok had no argument. It was just, these people are ugly. It wasn't like, oh, they're stupid because they disagree with me. It's like, they are just ugly, and so they are wrong, and I cast them aside, which is so fucked up. It is so fucked up. Okay, that kind of got really deep for a second. I've never really talked about how I feel about those things, but this TikTok, like, there's so many layers, like, socially that should be talked about. And I'm like late on this, but I was preparing this for a while. And just, I wanted to get my thoughts and feelings out there. So, like, go ahead and tell me how you feel about this in the comments below. If things get as crazy as last time, then I will not be responding to comments. But I do thank you for being here, and if you've watched this far, thank you. You've listened to all of my stuff that I wanted to say. And yeah, if you like my shit, like, comment, subscribe, turn on that bell, turn on that notification, and also kiss your dad on the mouth. And goodbye!